There we go. Hey, Chaz, what's going on, man?
What up, my guy? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I can't complain.
And I'm glad to hear you're back in Carrollton, and I appreciate you
Yeah.
taking time out of your day to do this, man. Truly.
No problem, no problem. Of course.
Yeah. What about 15 minutes of your time be okay?
Yep.
All right, awesome. Whenever you're ready, I'd like to get this thing started. So,
See. Bet, perfect. Let's do it.
what is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone, and today I have a very special interview with West Georgia men's basketball player, point guard Chaz Lewless. Chaz, thank you so much for taking time out of your summer and busy schedule to do this. How's practice going? And thank you once again, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me. This was actually our first practice today. So we've been doing individual workouts and stuff. So yeah, today was the first practice, but we look good. I'm excited about the season and it went well. Still got to get all the guys to blend together and stuff like that, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to hear that again. You're back in Carrollton for your sophomore season. Unfortunately, the season last season was cut short due to injury, but excited to see for a full healthy season. And I kind of want to ask you about that because we talked a little bit on the road about why you joined West Georgia. I want to ask you, why did you return to West Georgia for your second season here in Carrollton?
I just thought it was the right place for me. I built kind of a special connection with my teammates and especially the coaches. So they believed in me. And I believe that they're going to get me in the right positions in the right place for my sophomore season. So it wasn't a super difficult choice. I kind of knew that I wanted to stay. There's always options to leave and go other places, but I was excited to come back to Carrollton and be at West Georgia, and play for Coach Moore. So yeah.
Yeah, now I know during your first season as a West Georgia Wolf, you had some memorable moments like that game versus Troy in double overtime. What was that moment like personally for you?
It was cool. I actually started off the game a little bit hot, and I just didn't shoot a lot for some reason, and I had like 6 points, and then in the overtimes I had 20. So I kind of like I don't know when you're in the moment, I just like I wasn't thinking anything. I was just trying to get the win. They hit a last second three to send in the double overtime, I think it was. So. I mean, I was just trying to get the win, but it's pretty cool. And they went to the tournament. They're a really good team, so it was a pretty cool moment for sure. But now I'm focused on the next one.
In a very pivotal moment that led you to winning, best moment of the year for the Westbies at the University of West Georgia. I do want to ask you about your second season now heading into purely UAC for West Georgia. You bring in new schools like Little Rock, for example. You're playing against Tarleton State now. That a good buddy of yours, Javar Daniel, transferred to. So I want to ask you, how are you feeling heading into this new formed conference?
It's really exciting. Like we get to play some familiar schools, but also new schools in Texas and Arkansas. All those schools, they got football too, so they're all bigger schools, and um, I think it's a pretty cool thing that we get to. Honestly, I see this as a more challenging conference and a better conference. So I think it's pretty cool. We get to compete in a on a higher level and a bigger stage, and you know, um, yeah, I can't wait to see what this team does versus those teams in the UAC.
I'm very excited to see what this team does as an alum standpoint. Unfortunately, I can't attend the games as a student anymore. But I do want to ask you this because I asked KG this heading into his first season as a D1 Wolf. You talked about team acclimation. Obviously, you have a lot of new transfers coming in, a lot of key departures with seniors graduating like Shelton Williams Dryden. What is it like? What's the biggest key part to team acclimation, getting stuff ready ahead of the season?
I mean, one thing I like about us this year is we hang out a lot off the court, just chilling. It's not always a whole bunch to do, but we go. We've taken up pickleball, so pickleball is fun. We just chill, watch, play video games, stuff like that. We'll watch. the finals or World Cup. That's on right now, so we'll watch that. So we just hang out with each other a lot. And then we're in the gym with each other a lot. So that builds a trust for us. That we know we're gonna be able to, hold up our end on the court. So having trust and also getting to know each other on a personal level. I think that's the two most important things.
And I think that's definitely going to come into fruition for your second West Georgia Wolves D1 season. And it's good to hear that you've already built off-court chemistry within the World Cup. Personally, I was really rooting for Mexico, but unfortunately, that was a whole curse there. But that's a whole side separate thing.
Yeah, I saw that ball. Yeah.
But I want to ask you some more fun questions relating to the world of sports. We're recording this before LeBron James signs with his new team. He's played in Cleveland, Miami, Los Angeles. I would love for him to come to Boston. Where do you think LeBron lands in his team?
Definitely not Boston. He's definitely not going to Boston. Uh, I mean, I could kind of see him going back to Cleveland and kind of ending it there. Who knows? Maybe he wants to play with Steph Curry. Miami might be an option, but I think it's between Cleveland and Golden State personally.
I'm so glad you said that. A lot of my friends are saying Philadelphia, and after that Jalen Brown trade, I don't even want to turn on the news anymore. If Paul George can return to PG-13, Paul George, I will be fine.
Yeah,
I'll be fine related to that. But I do want to ask you, some more fun questions heading into the NBA season. We see a lot of front runners like I'm still going to put the Boston Celtics out there, the New York Knicks with their season. Who's your way too early NBA Finals predictions?
I think the Spurs are gonna bounce back. I think I'll probably give it to the Spurs.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Do you have a team out the East?
I'm a Pistons fan, so hopefully the Pistons. I'm not loving our free agency right now, but I'm a diehard Pistons fan, so I'll go Pistons. Yeah.
Jalen Duran's looking for a new place to be a big man. So hey,
Yeah.
ship him out to Boston. We got Mitchell Robinson, but
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I said the same thing about the Jalen Brown trade, but
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes from there. Now, I want to ask you from a team standpoint because again, you bring in guys like TJ Farrington, to the team, a freshman coming in. If you could choose four teammates heading into the 2026-2027 season, and I know we only have a month of summer left to go on a beach trip with, who are you choosing and why?
Four teammates. I'd start off David Simon. He's our four-man. He's 6'11", four-man. Why? We lived together and we went to University of San Diego together. So like I've been knowing him for a long time. I was kind of trying to get him to come here. That was like I was kind of recruiting him along with the coaches. Two, I'd say TJ Farrington. Yeah, that's he's a guard, freshman guard. We call him Bow Wow. Uh, yeah, he's pretty funny. I like TJ a lot. Let's see. Gotta go Amir Williams from he transferred here from Hofstra. I was on his recruit visit, so that was cool. He's a cool guy. It's hard to choose only four. Like those are just three people that popped in my head. Let's see a fourth one. Uh, man, I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. I'd probably go maybe I'll try to throw a little wrench in it. Maybe go like Kenneth. Kenneth is a funny guy. I live with Kenneth also. So Kenneth Chime, our returning center. He's an interesting guy. He's a funny guy.
So where are you going on this beach trip?
We're I mean I'm from Michigan, so we can go to Lake Michigan or one of the Great Lakes. It doesn't get much better than that. We'll go to Lake Superior or something like that, up north. So those are the best beaches in the world, in my opinion.
I mean, I can personally agree. I grew up in Illinois for 14 years of my life.
Okay, yeah,
Traveled up
yeah,
to
you
Traverse
know,
City.
yeah.
Traverse
Traverse
City's
City, Traverse
is
City's. I love Traverse City.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Traverse City is absolutely beautiful, especially with
yeah,
the cherries and everything, and
yep.
going to. up there and trying that. But I do want to ask you this because you talked about recruit visits and recruit dinners, and I love, the food and drink questions. Now that you've been around Carrollton for a whole year, I mean, you have Cookout, you have Jefferson's down the street, City Tavern, Chips. What's your favorite place to go? Maybe with teammates, for a out to eat dinner.
Um, on my visit, I went to Longhorn. I like Longhorn. And there's a place called Little Hawaiian that's good.
Mhm.
Uh, to be honest, every other night I'm at Taco Bell. I like the cheesy double beef burritos at Taco Bell. Those are pretty good. Um, oh, Brown
Oh
Dog
yeah.
in the square. Yeah, I've never been to well, I've been to Chips, like, but they weren't serving food. But like, I've been to Chips. Brown Dog, yeah, Brown Dog's number one. Brown Dog clears.
Personally, I'm a big brown dog fan. I'm a big burger fan. So anything that
All right,
serves
yeah.
burgers, unfortunately, I heard chips is being turned into a mellow mushroom within like the next few months. So we
Oh,
might.
is the upstairs going to be a that too, or is it
I
going to
believe
stay
I
the same?
believe so. I believe
Oh,
so.
dang,
So
that's tough. I
yeah.
know
So
that was a poppin' going out spot.
I
Yes.
know that's going to be packed for sure on Friday nights, especially after West Georgia basketball games. Now,
Yep, yep.
Chaz, I do want to ask you, this obviously you're a returning guy for West Georgia Wolves, and you see a lot of transfers coming in. What's the biggest piece of advice on the mentality to be a West Georgia Wolf, and what do you tell like the new incoming freshmen and maybe even upperclassmen? About what it's like to be a West Georgia Wolf. Like, what's your mentality on that?
I just say like just be yourself and have like confidence in yourself. I mean, you could say like work hard, but that's kind of like everybody does that, especially here. They're Division 1 athletes for a reason. That's not the easiest thing to get to. So
Mhm.
I definitely say, just be yourself and have confidence in what you can do. Don't overthink it. Just, you're here for a reason. So
Yeah.
say just have confidence in yourself.
And I feel like that is what West Georgia Go West Go Wolves is prided upon. Across all sports, across the student body. Truly just be yourself and have fun. And I know Carrollton is such a fun place to hang out in. Hey, you got a Thunder Zone now too, so
Yeah,
um,
I heard. I'm gonna check that out in the fall.
mhm.
I drove by that. That's bowling, right?
It's bowling, and then they also have laser tag in there too.
Oh,
Yeah,
fire! Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'll be as Thunder Zone all the
So
time.
so that's gonna be something to definitely look forward to. Now I do want to ask you two final questions before we end off this interview. And I know again you are a West Georgia point guard, so I'm going to give you five NBA point guards to blind rank one at a time, one through five. And there may be a piston thrown in here, so you might
Okay,
want to be careful with your answers here. And I'm going to
okay.
start off with NBA Finals MVP Jalen Brunson.
Number two, number
Ooh.
two. Yeah.
Jalen Brunson. Okay. Trey Young.
Oh, four. I'm a Trae Young fan, but I go four.
Four for Trey Young. Ooh. Let's go with. Ooh. Let's go with Damian Lillard.
Ooh. Three. That was my favorite player. I don't know if he's quite the same after the Achilles tear. So we'll see this year, but I'll say three.
Three for. And okay. Tyrese Maxey.
Five. Put him at five.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah,
And Cade Cunningham.
yeah, number one. Easy. Easy number one.
Personally, I'm taking Peyton Pritchard over Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, I like Peyton Pritchard, but not that much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm looking forward to seeing what the Pistons do this season. Now, final question for you, Chaz Lewis. A lot of high school athletes and basketball stars, they love the counterbalance and don't really know how to deal with the counterbalance between academics and playing the sport to make it to the next level. As a now D1 point guard, what's your biggest piece of advice to high school students entering the next phase in their academic and athletic career?
Uh, I'll probably say just come up with like some type of schedule or routine. Like obviously in college, like it's good. It gets tough like when, we're traveling all the time. Like last year it was like Nebraska and then we are in California at UCLA. So like, that can kind of throw you off. But I mean, I guess if you just set a time, just like how I always set times to go work out. Like if you set a time, for homework or studying, um, go to class, pay attention,
Yeah.
be nice to your teachers and professors, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's about all I got for that.
I mean, I think you hit it right on the nose, especially for collegiate athletes, because I have a lot of friends who are D1 who, love the party life more than the academic standpoint. And you do have to counterbalance that. But Chaz, I look forward to seeing what you do for your second season for West Georgia Wolves. I'll definitely try to come to some games and maybe even travel out. Do you know where you're traveling out this season so far?
We start at DePaul in
Mm.
Chicago,
Hmm.
and we spend 5 days in Chicago. We play them in Loyola, Chicago. Um, I know we play University of Georgia, Athens, Vanderbilt, uh, some other teams. Can't name them off the top of my head, but yeah, some other teams.
And I hope you get some good pizza while you're out in Chicago, man. I look
I don't
forward
know.
to.
I don't know about the deep dish.
Ooh.
I don't
Yeah,
know. It's a little too like soupy for me, but I like Detroit. You gotta try Detroit style. Detroit styles, that's the best.
the
I know you're from
closest
Illinois, but yeah.
yeah, the closest thing to Detroit style is Little Caesars down the street, personally for me. So
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
I don't mind Little Caesars though. Little Caesars fire.
Yeah, definitely on a college student budget, you know. And
Yep, yep.
I tried, by the way, I did try the purple Doritos and the pink Powerade. So I ended up going out and buying that. But Chaz, thank you again so much for taking time out of your day, especially, after your first day of practice. And I look forward to seeing what you do in your second season, man.
Yep, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.